Due to the graphic nature of this program, viewer discretion is advised.
Come on, man.
And I came home to check what the comment was. And guess what the comment said? Oh, yeah. Yeah. We have our first hater.
Well, there's your problem.
Gather around, folks, gather around. Papa Frank about to drop some B-14 truth bombs on your ass.
Yeah, no shit, Sherlock.
What the hell is even that?
You are so in denial.
Okay.
You need therapy.
You are under arrest.
I'd better call Saul.
Hi, I'm Saul Goodman. Did you know that you have rights? The Constitution says you do, and so do I.
You act like this is some big joke here.
These were people that were in the shadows, and now they have been exposed.
My seasoned detectives and myself were shocked at what we saw happening.
I believe that we would have had some young child sexually abused.
Dateline's groundbreaking series is back.
I'm not a really predator, sir.
You're not a real predator.
No, sir.
Just a pretend predator.
Men targeting children online.
A field trip in Florida.
So you drove 60 miles to see a 14-year-old girl.
A repeat rendezvous.
You know, you look familiar.
Oh, come on, man.
And arrest after arrest after arrest.
Oh my God!
Put your hands up. The latest on the series that's changed laws and lives.
If Dateline had not been there, there could have been 51 victims.
Through a click of a mouse, your child can go visit and talk to people that they'd never talked to.
It's time for all of us to wake up.
Chris Hansen goes coast to coast to catch a predator. Thanks for joining us. I'm Stone Phillips.
And I'm Ann Curry. More than 2 years and now more than 260 men caught as we launch a new series of reports concerning online predators.
And this time, someone's gone online to post a warning our hidden cameras are in the neighborhood. But think that stopped these men? A reminder, some of what you're about to hear and see is explicit. Here's Chris Hansen.
In a few minutes, our next potential predator will probably be thinking he too should have stayed away. He's driven 5 hours to have sex with a girl posing as a 13-year-old. As you'll find out, this isn't his first time chatting inappropriately with a minor.
Okay, he's here.
I've never seen anything like this. During our previous investigation, this man walked into our house.
I'm pretty excited. Are you excited?
I'm looking forward to this, man.
So, what do you want to do?
Show me something. Come here, man.
So I hate to be the bearer of bad news.
Oh, come on, man.
Back then, he had a sexually explicit online chat with someone who told him she was 13, and he sent a picture of his genitals. He's still online, still using the same screen name, and amazingly, still chatting with someone who tells him she's 13. Just like his chat before, he asks, "Have you ever had sex yet?" And "I need sex." But he's also suspicious and asks, "Are you a cop?" To which she replies, "No, I'm not a cop." Then apparently referring to his meeting with Dateline earlier, he writes, "I got caught before." He talks about getting naked in a hot tub with her, smoking marijuana, and putting oil all over each other's bodies. He tells the decoy about his fantasy of being with a young girl.
You were asking me about what I was daydreaming about. Well, that's it. You nude and me licking you.
He continues to chat with the decoy about his fixation with giving her oral sex and adds that as he's talking to her, he's nude and thinking bad thoughts.
I just never thought I would openly tell a young girl that. But as soon as I saw your pic, I was like, man, I'd give anything I could to have one night with her.
At one point, he tells her his hobby is taking pictures of himself masturbating and then sends the decoy some of those shots. And he doesn't stop there. Later, he sends her child pornography, a photo of a girl engaging in a sex act.
That girl is young.
How young?
I think 14.
After chatting with the decoy, posing as a 13-year-old for just 6 days, he expresses his deep love for her.
I wish I could marry you right now, because I would do it. That's how special you are to me.
But he clearly knows what he's doing is wrong, telling her to delete all evidence of their chat log.
Okay, delete your archives and remember, Mrs. Kayla Marie Armstrong, I love you more than anything.
That tractor trailer coming down the road. Get ready, get your basket, get to the door. The white semi is him. All right, so let him turn off the engine. He won't be able to hear anything until he cuts the engine. Okay, he's here.
I have never seen anything like this. We know he's a truck driver, based on the conversation. We know he's going to show up in a truck, but I didn't think we were going to see this massive semi-tractor, you know, rumbling diesel comes up and he puts the parking brake on and climbs down, and here he is.
Our decoy Casey starts to feel sorry for him as she watches him struggle, but then she remembers what he'd been saying online.
When you listen to him talking, he really is no different. He still is wanting to have sex with a little girl.
When you first look at him and you see him, and you could say that I felt a little bit sorry for him, a little bit. And then you remember why we're here. He still was there to molest a child.
That's
and
pretty cool, right?
There's no excuse for molesting a child. I don't care what it is.
So what are your plans, or what are you thinking?
We can do so much if we're committed.
Well, yeah, I understand that, but...
As the decoy presses him, he stops smiling and seems to get suspicious. She asks him about that photo he sent her of the girl receiving oral sex.
Oh, that picture you sent me with the 14-year-old girl. Was she really 14?
Yeah, well, the answer is yes, but I think it helps having a woman.
Is that like what you wanted to do?
Come here, man.
You know, you look familiar to me.
Oh, come on, man.
Now, what was your plan here tonight? Now, what would motivate somebody to drive 5.5 hours to come here to this house? During that drive at all, did you think, man, this is a bad idea? Now, you're a lawman?
You know, all of a sudden, I wish I'd been labeled as moderate when I was running in Delaware.
Explain to me why somebody with apparently so much going on would take that risk. So if you're doing the interview, what would you want to know most?
What are we doing? We're sitting around here as if it's an insoluble problem.
You knew she was 13. She told you.
No, I didn't.
Well, I've got the transcript right here.
Oh, come on, man.
You wouldn't know what to do with me. Am I supposed to know what to do with old men? Only with me. So this is funny.
Yeah, well, the answer is yes, but
We had this very same conversation. Do you remember that? And right then, you told me that you knew this was wrong and that you would never, ever do it again. And that turned out to be a lie. You want to explain yourself?
Look, this is not, but I think...
Now, why were you getting so scared and nervous?
A woman came up to me, I guess it was, I don't know, a month ago, I guess.
A young girl.
Yeah, well, the answer is yes, but I think it helps having a woman.
And she is how old?
You know, I get all this information about other people's past and what they've done and not done.
And how old are you?
You know, I'm just not going to go there. If we keep doing that, I mean...
So you brought condoms.
That's a different issue.
But it doesn't seem so tonight.
Come on, man.
You tell her to delete her archives.
People don't understand the context.
You talk about getting married to her. Getting married. She's 13.
People know who I am. I don't believe there's anybody out there believes that I have anything other than a keen and consistent interest in making sure every child has... These are all our children.
You talk about how having sex for the first time may be painful for the girl. You ever been in trouble before?
Yeah, well, the answer is yes.
What was the actual criminal charge against you?
Well, I'm not going to comment on any...
Well, you've seen the show before, so you know that this is about the time where I need to tell you who I am. I'm Chris Hansen, and I'm with Dateline NBC, and this is To Catch a Predator.
Oh, Come on, man.
Because of the possibility that he is armed, an officer acts more quickly than usual, calling out to him as soon as he opens the door.
Sheriff's office!
He steps back into the house, and an officer shoots him with a taser gun. Only one probe stays attached, so the taser is unable to shock him and drop him to the ground.
He advised us that he had a firearm on him.
That firearm happened to be a snub-nosed revolver in his front pocket, loaded and ready to fire. Outside, the officers make another startling discovery: an arsenal of weapons, including this military assault rifle that was leaning on the passenger seat, ready to fire.
He had the bolt back and the magazines. All he had to do was tap them in.
With 2 clips of 30 bullets each. And that's just the beginning.
You have a 38 Smith & Wesson Special there, a Glock 40, and a 45 caliber Sig Sauer. You have a 12-gauge shotgun back there.
That, along with about 800 rounds of ammunition, 3 cell phones, 2 bulletproof vests, video and digital cameras, and pornographic DVDs.
Is there any legitimate reason to be driving around with all that firepower?
No. I can think of no reason at all that you would have that much ammunition or the type of ammunition that he had.
Do you think that we dodged a bullet, quite literally?
Absolutely. There was probably an angel sitting on everybody's shoulder that night.
We know that predators are now saying we're not coming to Kentucky. They're watching for us, so Kentucky's kids are safer.
We've conducted 12 separate To Catch a Predator investigations now over the course of 3 years. And during that time, police have arrested more than 260 men, leading to more than 130 convictions. You can learn more about our predator investigations on our website. You'll also find a complete online safety guide, including advice on how to talk to your kids about the real dangers predators pose. Just log on to dateline.msnbc.com. That's all for this edition of Dateline Friday. I'm Chris Hansen. For Ann Curry and all of us at NBC News, good night.
We are a nation in decline. We are a failing nation. We are a nation that has the highest inflation in over 40 years, where the stock market just finished the worst first half of a year in more than 5 decades. We are a nation that has the highest energy cost in its history, and we are no longer energy independent or energy dominant, which we were just 2 short years ago. We are a nation that is begging Venezuela and Saudi Arabia for oil. We are a nation that surrendered in Afghanistan, leaving behind dead soldiers and American citizens and $85 billion worth of the finest military equipment in the world. We are a nation that allowed Russia to devastate a country, Ukraine, killing hundreds of thousands of people, and it will only get worse. We're a nation that has weaponized its law enforcement against the opposing political party like never before. We've never seen anything like this. We're a nation that no longer has a free and fair press. Fake news is about all you get. We're a nation where free speech is no longer allowed, where crime is rampant like never before, where the economy has been collapsing, where more people died of COVID in 2021 than in 2020. We're a nation that is allowing Iran to build a massive nuclear weapon and China to use the trillions and trillions of dollars it's taken from the United States to build a military to rival our own. We are a nation that over the past 2 years is no longer respected or listened to all around the world. And we are a nation that is hostile to liberty and freedom and faith. We are a nation whose economy is floundering, whose stores are not stocked, whose deliveries are not coming, and whose educational system is ranked at the bottom of every list. We are a nation that in many ways has become a joke. But soon we will have greatness again. It was hard-working patriots like you who built this country, and it is hard-working patriots like you who are going to save our country. There is no mountain we cannot climb. There is no summit we cannot reach. There is no challenge we cannot meet. There is no victory we cannot have. We will not bend. We will not break. We will not yield. Ever, ever, ever. We will never give in. We will never give up. And we will never, ever back down. We will never let you down as long as we are confident and united. The tyrants we are fighting do not stand even a little chance. Because we are Americans, and Americans kneel to God and God alone. And it is time to start talking about greatness for our country again.
Let me start off with 2 words. Made in America. Let me start off with 2 words.
Let's go, Brandon.
Let's go, Brandon. I agree.
He's an ass. And he's dumb. He's a dumbass.
Unreal. Unreal.
Look at Dan.
Now, a very important thing I told my daughter and granddaughters, no serious guys who are 30.
What? What the fuck?
No serious guys who are 30.
Oh! Ew! Dude! What the fuck?
Okay. No what?
No serious guys till you're 30.
Don't keep that in mind. At least.
Tell you what, and how old are you?
9.
9 years old. The only thing I want you girls to remember, no serious guys till you're 30 years old. Which side do you want on?
This side.
All right.
And confidence. I've got a lot of thanks to give out here.
Do I consider it inappropriate to smell someone's hair, to get so close that I smell their hair? Yes.
Good to see you. You're getting old, aren't you? Sally, how are you? You got a smile that lights up the whole Senate chamber. Good to see you. You're getting too old. You're getting too old and too lovely. What are you, a senior?
We're gonna go.
This is
my daughter-in-law.
Kelly, how are you? Hi, Jack. You have very good taste. Good to see you, man. You have great taste. Well, I'll tell you what, you've got very good taste, like your father. It's a pleasure to meet you. You have very good taste. Come on, it's going to hurt your reputation, man. You're going to have to go home and explain, what would I do with that Democrat? Kids, come on over here, okay? You ready? Thank you so much. Now, you getting in this picture?
Do I still hold the Bible?
Right over here. You can put it away if you want. Pleasure to meet you.
Good. And again, please looking right here.
Okay, so tell me about you.
His wife, Holly.
Hi, Holly. How are you? Now, why don't you, Holly, you come over to my side. You come over this side. I want you next to me. I want you next to me. Hi, other sister. You come over this side, other sister. Come on over this side. Okay? Come on, sis. You get right in the middle with me. You go right over here. Over this. Mom, you get right in the middle. Come on, Dad. Okay, here you go. Good. How old are you?
28.
28. God, I love you.
26.
26. You look like you. I thought they were still in school. Too many beautiful girls in school. You got one job. My father used to say, for real, keep boys away from your sister. That's the job. Just remember, no serious guys in your 30s. Is this your sister? You have a hard job. You got to keep the boys away from your sister. That's the deal. Hey, Jasper, you're going to have a hard job keeping the boys away from your sister. Like you have a beautiful sister, you keep the boys away from your sister. That's the job. My dad used to say one job. Keep the guys away from your sister. My dad used to say you got one job. I have a beautiful sister like you guys. I swear to God, he used to say you have one job. Keep the guys away from your sister. You're in trouble. Okay, come on, everybody slide in here. And you guys can sit in the edge or what? I don't want you to have to stand all along, but it's up to you. By the way, he gave me permission to touch him.
Oh! Ew! Dude! What the fuck?
So the economy is up, price inflation is down, real incomes are up, gas prices are down and need to come down further. Exports are also up, which means a simple thing. We're making a lot of money in America because of that. So the economy is up, price inflation is down, real incomes are up, gas prices are down, exports are also up. We're making a lot of money in America because of that.
Wrong, 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 wrong. Wrong, 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 wrong. You're wrong.
So we're working with the auto industry to transition to electric vehicle future. They're going to go all electric by 2035. My predecessor, he promised to have an infrastructure week. For 4 years he promised infrastructure. In 2018, when they tried to do it, we went to 54 states. And FEMA, Federal Emergency Management Assistance. Last time I was in Florida was almost a month ago because of Hurricane Ian. We don't settle our differences in America with a riot, a mob, or a bullet, or a hammer. We settle them peaceably at the ballot box.
Now compare that performance to that of Fetterman, who, by the way, suffered a stroke back in May, and nobody seems to be allowed to talk about it.
You're saying tonight that you support fracking, that you've always supported fracking, but there is that 2018 interview that you said, quote, I don't support fracking at all. So how do you square the two?
I do support fracking, and I support fracking, and I stand and I do support fracking.
I mean, Fetterman is everything that he appears to be. You know where he stands?
I support fracking, and I stand and I do support fracking.
Yeah, fracking. No, I don't support fracking.
He has great courage. He has no reluctance to say what he thinks. I think he's going to be fine. He's just getting better and better. He's my kind of guy.
My name is John Fetterwoman.
Anyway, the story is not over because, as if to add insult to hypocrisy, have a listen to what Speaker of the House and box wine bandit Nancy Pelosi had to say about the practice of states like Texas and Florida trying to do them a favor and culturally enrich northern Democrat states with all the vibrancy that comes with 2 million illegals flowing into the country every year.
We have a shortage of workers in our country, and you see even in Florida, some of the farmers and the growers saying, why are you shipping these immigrants up north? We need them to pick the crops down here.
You got that, Pedro? We got to fill this semi-trailer with organic Belgian endives by the end of the day and get it off to Whole Foods by sundown. Chop, chop. Honestly, what an amazing thing for Nancy Pelosi to say. I mean, to hear her tell it. Illegal aliens, migrants, should be off doing illegal alien things like picking crops, not getting in the way of Barack and Michelle when they leave their waterfront compound on the vineyard, because, of course, rising sea levels are for the little people, not new money ex-presidents, after all, when they head into Edgartown for ice cream sundaes at Scoop Shack. Of course, all Pelosi was doing was saying the quiet part loud when it comes to rich progressives and their attitudes towards Hispanic migrants. Now, remember this little gem from 2015 when singer Kelly Osbourne weighed in on Donald Trump's comments about illegal immigrants?
The immigration problem is a problem, and it does need to be addressed, and it does need to be fixed.
Interesting.
But making those comments, those racist comments, do not help.
And if you kick every Latino out of this country, then who is going to be cleaning your toilet, Donald Trump?
Oh, that's no.
In the sense that, you know what I mean? Like, when I'm saying
there's more jobs to be.
Oh, wow. I mean, did you hear that? That was even too much for those ladies. But, yeah, she went there. And to hear the left tell it, Hispanic migrants are only good for picking fruit and cleaning loos. And remember, though, it's the Republicans who are the racist ones? Come on, pull the other one, it plays La Cucaracha. Anyway, as disgraceful as that is, it's nothing on the cover-up job that is going on thanks to the media over Joe Biden's latest shocking blunder. Have a look at this.
And I want to thank all of you here for including bipartisan elected officials like Representative Governor, Senator Braun, Senator Booker, Representative Jackie, are you here? Where's Jackie? I didn't think she was going to be here.
Did you hear that? Where's Jackie?
Yeah.
Well, here's the problem. The Jackie he was referring to is, or rather was, Jackie Walorski, a U.S. congresswoman who was tragically killed with two of her staffers back in August when an oncoming car veered into her lane. Joe Biden put out a statement of condolence at the time and even called the congresswoman's brother to offer his sympathies. So there is no way that he didn't know that this had happened to the Jackie that he was searching for in the crowd. Yet, we have heard virtually nothing of this from the press, which is desperate to cover for Biden and, let's be fair, spare the world the apocalyptic horror show that would be President Kamala Harris.
How dare you?
It is interesting, though, because, of course, we know how often the press went after Trump and suggested he was mentally unfit and incapable of serving. Yet now they are all but silent on a man who is declining before the eyes of the world.
You elected the highest ranking black Indian with Indian background woman in American history to be vice president.
I don't know. Is there a ranking system now for Indians? That's what he said. Here are the president's precise words. You elected the highest ranking black Indian with Indian background woman in American history to be vice president. Now, I'm not aware of this ranking system for black Indians with Indian background, which seems to exist in Joe's head, but the vice president was in this week used to good effect by the White House. We've all seen clips of Biden regularly looking dazed and confused coming off stage. We've even seen a giant bunny act as his handler, ordering him to move along when asked tricky questions about Afghanistan, you know, questions like, why did you abandon Americans there? But this week, it wasn't a bunny. As President Biden put it, it was a highest-ranking black Indian of Indian background who stepped in to stop Joe wandering aimlessly after an appearance. Take it away, Nurse Kamala. Who knows? Perhaps it was Kamala in that bunny suit all along.
But there's a lot of dumb motherfuckers out there. There's a lot of dumb motherfuckers out there.
I love Venn diagrams.
In 2018, when they tried to do it, we went to 54 states. 54 states.
I've now been in 57 states. I think one left to go.
Think about what you'd think about at the time.
They go back
the other way. I want to go that way.
You can go that way. In 1943, the following directive was issued from party headquarters to all communists in the United States. It read, when certain obstructionists become too irritating, label them after suitable build-ups as fascist or Nazi or anti-Semitic, and use the prestige of anti-fascist and tolerance organizations to discredit them. In the public mind, constantly associate those who oppose us with those names which already have a bad smell. The association will, after enough repetition, become fact. in the public mind.
I've been saying this for now years. Today we face an inflection point. And because of the elections we've taken, since the elections, we've taken gas prices down from where they were. The most common price of gas in America is $3.39, down from over $5 when I took office.
Wrong, 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 wrong. Wrong, 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 wrong. You're wrong.
And I'm going to stop there, because that last one was a huge lie. When Joe Biden took office, gas was $2.37 a gallon, not $5. But instead of quoting the national average, which was $3.74, he's touting the most common price, or the mode price. In other words, he thinks you're stupid.
Two words, made in America. Go, Brandon, I agree. True international effort to pressure.
Hi, good night, everybody.